Stepsons, in this video I'm going to show you how to make potato leek soup. We're not talking about a leek. These leeks are spelled with 2 E's. The recipe calls for 2. I'm going to double the recipe because we're expecting some company. This is a delicious soup. It's made with potatoes and leeks and whipped cream, butter. You'll need some cornstarch for thickening, and chicken broth. And that's all the recipe calls for. Well, salt and pepper. I like to add a couple of other things that I've tried that taste really good with this. Specifically carrots, and I love to put some cubed ham in as well. I'm gonna put some celery in it, mostly because I think it will go very well with it, and I need to use the celery or it's gonna go bad. Before we get started, we want to get our Stepdad chef apron on. We're covering up our Stepdad t-shirt, both of which you can get at the Stepdad store. The recipe calls for 1/2 cup. If you look on the butter, it has measuring along here. The little measurements on the side tell you how much is 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup, tablespoons. You can cut it right there through the wrapper for whatever amount you need. We need 2 of these whole sticks. We're going to saute the sliced leeks in the butter. There's just a little bit of dirt on the outside with my favorite Japanese knife. We're going to start by cutting off the parts that we won't use. For leeks, you go up to just the kind of the light green where it gets really dark. That's not what we're going to use, so cut it off there, and that's all garbage. There may be some more trapped dirt up in the upper rings. We'll do 1 second rinse, slice them, cutting them not too thick. Okay, I've got my 2 1/2 cups of butter along with all the sliced leeks. We're gonna simmer this for about 10 minutes, but I'm gonna start it fairly low because it's gonna take me more than 10 minutes to peel and dice the potatoes. The recipe calls for Yukon Gold or yellow potatoes. I have also done it with your generic Idaho spuds, and it's just as good. But we will go with the Yukon Gold. 4 cups would be about there. I'm doubling it, so I need 8. I'm going to go to here. Yukon Gold have a very thin skin. We have the option of peeling them. If I was doing a russet potato, I definitely would peel it. In this case, I think I'm going to leave the peelings on, so I just need to scrub them, make sure they're good and clean, and then dice them. That'll save me time. There's probably more nutrition in the peeling anyway. Just get a plastic scrubber, go over the outside, making sure you're getting all the loose dirt. If there were blemishes, you could cut them out. Then you just dice them into the cubes or the sizes you want. I like them between 1/4 and 1/2 of an inch in thickness. And if they're going to be cubed, then it'd be that size pretty much all around. Don't be too OCD about it. You want to make sure that you're consistent with the size. Now I've increased the heat and we're starting our 10 minutes of sauteing. We're going to put in the salt. One recipe is 1 teaspoon, so we're doing 2. It's been about 10 minutes. If you're getting value from this video, then make sure you give it a like. We're going to add the 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Cornstarch is used as a thickening agent. You'll notice that the runniness in the butter in the bottom now starts to thicken up. I'm going to add the chicken broth and slowly stir that in. And we're doubling the recipe, so we're going to put 4 quarts in. Stir that up a bit. Remember, the recipe doesn't call for this, but I like to add carrots. We're going to coin these. For consistency, you generally want about the same mass on a carrot, or a little less, as you do on the size of the potatoes. As far as how many to put in, I'm just using the end of the bag that we had. Because the carrots take a little bit longer to cook, I'm going to put those in first and give them maybe 5 minutes. Now that it's simmered with the carrots in it for a little while, I'm going to go ahead and put the diced potatoes in. And I'm also adding some of that celery. I think it will go well. Now bring to a boil. The last optional add-in is the cubed ham, and We give it about 30 minutes on a low to medium temperature to simmer, and we have a delicious pot of soup. And by the way, food tastes a lot better if you're eating it in a clean kitchen. This is a perfect opportunity to clean up. Put away the stuff you have used to prepare to this point. Wash up some of the dishes and make sure that you are cleaning as you go, because you're never done until you've cleaned up. So there it is, stepsons. Now you know how to make a delicious potato leek soup all by yourself. Why do I teach young men how to cook? Because I want you to be able to be independent. It'll give you confidence, and it will also impress the ladies. If you know someone that would benefit from watching, share it with them. If you haven't subscribed to the My Stepdad YouTube channel yet, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. Always remember, if you're growing up and your dad's not in your daily life, then you still have a dad that loves you. And you can succeed even though your dad may not be there. And I'll see you on the next video.